and on your side. WBRC Fox 6 News starts with breaking news.
All right, and at this hour, we are continuing to get pictures, videos showing the widespread damage in Winfield and Marion County. Photos from Aaron Stovall with West Alabama Weather. We want to get straight back to Wes Wyatt with the latest. Wes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Catherine. The Weather Service right now working on a tornado warning for northern Shelby County, or northern Chilton County, I should say, right here. Looks like John DeBlock, they're working on it, and we do have a warning coming right now. So a tornado warning for northern Chilton County. You're getting the first alert right now. This is that same area we've been telling you about, Calera and into northern Chilton County. Jemison to Calera, go to that safe place. This is where it's wrapping up. You can see our markers showing up. We saw that a few moments ago, Jill. We've got that shear marker. Let's get to some times of arrival here. Shelby Community 1024, the Wildwood Shores area around 1028, and the tornado warning will go until 1045. National Weather Service indicated a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. It was located over Calera, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Again, we're talking about the actual storm here, but that tornado is moving in right around Calera. You can see there that hook echo is starting to show up. You can see the latest scans, and we're getting a very good view of this. We got a high resolution as this moves south of Shelby County. There's Shelby County Airport's right here, so you know where the Shelby County Airport site is. You've got the Calera exit, and this is just before you enter into Chilton County. There's Union Grove I mentioned a few moments ago. So this is between basically Calera and Union Grove. South Calera, get to that safe place now. This is wrapping up, and the way this has developed, it's been developing fairly quickly. Want to get into some of the information that we have coming in here. Basically, this is the same storm. It's moving right along Highway 25 again. Looks like it's going to continue on, move over towards the Leach Cemetery area and back over towards Kelly Creek Farms in that general direction, just based on what I'm seeing here. Jill, if we can get into street level on this, I don't want to miss anything here. Let's go right in this zone. This is where the tornado would be. Let's go to velocity scan on this and try to circle where it would be right in this zone in here. And well, I guess we don't have quite the, we're so close to the radar site. Let's go back over to the, let's go back over to reflectivity and pull that up. You know, let's try to get in the street level and try to get a good zero in on this in southern Shelby County if we can. Let's get in the street level, and there we go. You can see Highway 25 that's showing up, Highway 31, and basically Calera, south of the Shelby County Airport. The way this is moving, it's going to stay south of us here in Alabaster, the way it's tracking and moving over towards, I mentioned, Kelly Creek Farms area, Prospect Church, if you're watching me there, Shelby Community, right there near Lay Lake. It's going to be moving in your general direction, but that's a look at the track. Let me grab the radar controls here quickly, and I want to put a future radar track on this. The tornado that we're tracking at the moment is going to be right in this area, right in here, okay? So that's where we're watching the tornado, and the way that's moving, it looks like Montevallo. It moved on through, and then it just wrapped up again, and you can really see anytime we start to see this little hook signature right there, that shows some intensification with this. Let's put a track. What was the motion on that, Jill? Let's see, it's moving east at 33 miles per hour. What I want to do is actually put a manual storm track on this, and we'll bring that up, go to a manual storm track, moving east-northeast at 33 miles per hour. That's a little more in line with where this is moving.
Two parts of it to watch, because you have just near, what is it, Ozan, you know, wants to create a hook, and then you got Manuka in that area as well. So you got to watch a couple of those areas, but especially down towards Campo and south of Calera. There you can see certainly that is picking up now on a stronger rotation signature. Yep. So we could have a tornado certainly developing in this area. This is County Road 800. This is by also Highway 31, and between that and 65. So this is going to be crossing 65 here very soon. So hopefully folks are not on the road in this area.
Yeah, that's south of Calera where the strong indication showing up here on our system. You can see right there crossing the Manuka area, and that's about to cross I-65. So get ready here, you know, south of Calera, I-65, northern Chilton County. This storm in general, it's kind of riding along right here, southern Shelby and northern Chilton County, but that's where our system's picking up some of that strong rotation. See that right there? That's showing up. We've got to watch that closely as it moves across northern Chilton County. For folks watching us here around Clanton at the moment, this should track north of us. Your weather radios may be going off here in places like Clanton, but this is moving towards Shelby, okay? Shelby community, it's moving towards places like I mentioned Wilsonville, moving in that general direction. Here's Lay Lake. I want to point that out. Lay Lake is right here. So if you're watching me around Dogwood Point, Shelby community, I mentioned there's Hillsdale and Kingdom Crossroads, southern Shelby County, tornado right in here, and the way that's moving, that's going to move across northern Chilton County, a first alert, moving just south of Shelby County Airport. There's the airport. Here's I-65, so you know where the airport's located. It's where the Weather Service radar site, you can see that's what we call the cone of silence right there. But we've got, as that radar scans, we get a good look at some of the lower portions of this storm being so close to the radar site. So we got a good vantage point here, and that's Highway 31, Manuka area. This is where we're seeing a little bit of that rotation that was showing up, and that's going to kind of ride along here in this fashion to the northeast towards Hillsdale, Shelby. I mentioned around Wilsonville. We want you in a safe place right now as this tracks in your general direction. Tornado warning until 10:45 for this storm right here, and this is a severe storm. We're going to have some strong winds and that lightning, as Jill noted. We're getting reports in from southern Shelby County, quite intense here. As we get in, looking at this one more time, it's about to cross Interstate 65, so you get just into Chilton County here before you get to the Thorsby and Jemison exits. That's where this is going to cross right here on I-65 right now. So watching a tornado warning. That's right around, that was around Manuka Park. This is going to be passing just south of Tin Top Barbecue.
National Weather Service says tornado crossing 65, the TDS.
Yep. So there you go. So I mean it's crossing right now. We're on it right here. First alert AccuTrack. That's where the tornado is. Jill mentioned the Weather Service at crossing 65. That's what we're looking at. Let's go back over to shear rate if we can, Jill.
Ooh.
And here it is. Strong indication. This is where we got the tornado at this point, and you can see right there extreme rotation showing up with this storm. Likely a tornado happening here across northern Chilton County. Again, if you're north of places like north of Benson Farms and northern Chilton County, south of Shelby County Airport in here, this has now crossed Interstate 65. It's moving quickly. There's County Road. Jill, let's hold the view here. Let's see Highway 311. I mentioned Lay Lake back in here, Wilsonville, Shelby. You're in the path of this. Let's draw some communities and give some folks some first alert lead times here. Jill's going to give you that first alert and pass along some of those lead times. Let's take this and move this out at about 35, Jill. Again, there's Shelby Shores. This is the Lay Lake community. I want all of you here along Lay Lake to be getting to that safe place right now based on what we're seeing. Right here around Blue Springs, you can see 1035. Lay Lake, 1035. A first alert there. It's 10:09 right now, 10:35. This will be moving into the Lay Lake area. Strong indication. There it is right there of a tornado. This is Shelby County, and we're getting some strong indications of wind gust and quite a bit of lightning. Do we have some breaking news we need?
Brett Adair he's tracking the tornado. I don't know if we can get him on the air, but he has confirmation of it.
Okay, so if you guys can hear that back in the control room, Brett Adair also tracking this and has some reports to pass along. If we could check in with Brett, we may try to effort getting some information from Brett there as he tracks this. We have weather watchers, we have reports out there around the area. Let's go back to, let me quickly go over to our, I think I've got some views here from Montevallo. I'm just looking. Brett Adair does confirm tornado crossing the interstate. So Brett Adair I can't tell you how many storms. Brett's tracked severe weather around here for a long time, and Brett's a very experienced storm spotter, one of the best out there, and he says that he spotted that thing crossing Interstate 65. So there it is. There's the tornado right there. We're zoomed in. Jill, let's stay on this, and there's County Road 162, and this is getting closer to Lay Lake, and the way this is moving, we've got the worst of this now. It has crossed Interstate 65. It's out here around County Road 163, County Road 154. It's crossing, it looks like Third Creek area, and looking at debris indication here.
Right there.
Right there. So we got indication of maybe some lofted debris perhaps, with the Weather Service confirming.
Let's see.
So it looks like what you're seeing here is where we have
confirmed tornado.
Okay, so we got some debris. This is our what we call correlation coefficient debris tracker. That's where we're getting that's not all rain. Okay, we're looking at some lofted debris, so we've had a touchdown likely in this area. And this is, we're still live here?
Yes.
Okay, so we still have a tornado happening right now. Again, northern Chilton County right now. We want you in that safe place. Can't stress enough, not a time to try to outrun this. If you're out here, let's get to these communities. Shelby, what are we looking at here? There's Spring Creek, Dogwood Point. This is moving towards the Lay Lake area. It's closing in here. Let's put some times on this again to give you that first alert. Talladega Springs, want to watch out for you in these areas. I know we're right there on the edge of that polygon, but there's still a very strong indication. Might want to factor in some of these areas to the north. Dogwood Point, looking at the time of arrival, 10:29. It's 10:12 right now, so you're looking at about 15 more minutes. We need to be getting to that safe place. I mentioned Lay Lake showing an update now. 10:33, the time of arrival for a possible tornado right here. We're getting indications. We had a tornado spotted crossing I-65 right there just over into the Chilton County line, and it's now closing in on the Lay Lake community. Tornado warning that we have in effect right now. Our severe weather coverage continues here on WBRC. This is the only active warning, I believe, that we have, correct?
And we have Brett Adair if we want to see his live shot.
Oh, we do. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, let's go if we can to Brett Adair, who is following along, and Brett is located there in northern Chilton. Oh, we have Brett standing by. Okay, so hey, Brett, you guys, you've been all over the state tonight, and it's been quite a kind of a hit or miss event as far as this goes. But right now, you just reported, you guys spotted this tornado in northern Chilton County. What are you guys seeing?
Yeah, Wes, let me give you some information right now at this moment. All right, we are moving right now on County Road 42. We're going to get on Alabama State Highway 145 and moving in the general direction of the community of Shelby. If you're in Shelby, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. This is a tornado that we have spotted. It is on the ground. We've seen numerous power flashes as this came across I-65 there, pretty close to the Shelby Chilton County line. And this thing's pretty much riding the line, and it's going to be approaching Lay Lake here pretty soon. Talladega Springs, Fayetteville, you guys are going to be next in line, but Highway 145 is in immediate danger at this time.
Highway 145. Brett, can you give us some sort of vantage point, as far as when you guys saw this cross I-65, what was your general location?
We were on the interstate. We were to the south of the storm. We were watching it from Calera, and we dropped down on Highway 31 to get to the south side of it as it was beginning to tighten up. We proceeded to get back to I-65 as the tornado was developing north of Jemison. We were able to see that tornado get lit up by just numerous power flashes, and don't know what kind of debris was in the air, but you can see some debris being illuminated as well, Wes.
All right, Brett, and look, I know you guys need to get in a safe position right there. We're going to keep you guys on standby as you monitor this. Brett Adair, one of the best out there. I tell you what, they've been all over the state tonight and bringing us some ground truth information here. And I just want to let you know, 145, Highway 145, as Brett talked about, the Shelby community, anywhere right there around Shelby Ironworks, on Highway or County Road 42, there where it meets up with Highway 132. That's getting close to the Lay Lake area there to the south. Highway 145, Shelby, and back towards places like South Shelby Baptist Church, Shelby Elementary School. I've spoken down at that school many a times. Spring Creek Grocery. We're talking about you. Again, this is the tornado, still a strong indication here. Look at this. We've got the extreme rotation. We haven't seen this, which we are closer to the radar site, but the data has really ramped up on this. Jill, if we can pinpoint, I see there's County Road, looks like, what is that, 162. Let's get in here where we can see Highway 145 and the Shelby community, just to give a frame of reference. Let's see, there's Shelby. Okay, let's get in here. This is Highway, I believe, right here. It's kind of tough to see. I think that's, yeah, right there, Highway 145. You know, maybe if we could, let's take the watches off for right now if we can. That'll give us a better view of these roadways. So here we go. Yeah, let's get in here now and zoom in. This is Highway 145 running in this general direction. That's what Brett Adair is saying. If you're anywhere along 145 and the tornado actually, you can see here it's not far from Shelby, but it may have tried to turn a little bit to the right here just a bit. Let's get in and stay right in here really close so we can see. Let's stop right there. All right, Highway 311, Highway 145, and then it looks like the way this is moving, Shelby is just to the north here, but Shelby Elementary School not too far. Actually, Shelby Elementary School is a little bit further south here. Right here along Highway 145. I believe that's what we're looking at right there. So Shelby Elementary Schools in this general direction. So for a landmark for folks here watching, this is what we're talking about, Shelby Elementary School, and you see the tornado as it's approaching in this general direction from Shelby Elementary back up towards the town of Shelby. That is over towards the Lay Lake. You can see around Spring Creek that we're looking at right now. So from Bay Springs Baptist Church, anywhere north towards South Shelby Baptist Church, we want you in that safe place at this point, moving about 33 to 40 miles per hour back to the north. Let's do a manual track on this if we can, Jill, and just stay on this. Looks like Dogwood Park. There's the road I was looking for. You see right there, that's Highway 145. We got a lot of county roads in here, just trying to make sure we're labeling the right areas, but this is where Brett Adair is located. Brett spotted this tornado as it crossed out here around the Manuka area on I-65. You can see it's covered a bit of territory now. If you are around Union Grove, it looks like the worst of this has passed on by. If you're in that area, we're talking now getting closer to Dogwood Park. It's about to cross Coosa out here, Blue Springs area. I want to give you the first alert. I know we're not under a tornado warning, but if this does continue on to the west, you can see the way that's moving. That will be hanging on and moving over towards Talladega Springs, but still a very strong indication at this point. Jill, this is one of the more potent looking storms we've seen all night. Yeah, we're going to get Jill's mic pulled up here in a few moments, but they expanded that tornado warning, as Jill just noted. You can see there to include northern Coosa County. There's Weogufka. That's the area we were showing you some of the Christmas lights the other night here on the news. A community there in Coosa County, Fayetteville, and Talladega Springs, all underneath tornado warning. So you're getting that first alert right now. Sylacauga, and back in here towards Flagpole Mountain. I want you paying close attention to this as that line gets closer to us. This is where we have that possible tornado right here. Dogwood Point, Blue Springs, and Marble Valley. Jill's putting a storm track to give you the latest times, and you see there Sulphur Spring around 10:33. Again, this is staying south. If you by chance have your weather radio where it's one of those where you get all the advisories that go off for the entire county, if you are in northern Shelby County, just to let you know, this is going to be south of Chelsea, south of Hoover, south of Valleydale, other side of Oak Mountain. This is all moving. It actually should stay south of Columbiana the way it's moving right now. But we've got almost continuous lightning. We're still getting some of the scenes coming in here. Montevallo right now, we've got that storm. That's our live look from First Alert Sky Vision. The lightning still quite frequent there just to the north, but I do want to let you know, even though it is quite stormy here, Montevallo, the worst of this, it has passed on in areas just to the south of you. This is it right now, the strong indication crossing Highway 145. 145 just south of Shelby. That's down there closer to the elementary school back in this area. Dogwood Point, there it is right here. This is where we have storm spotters in position. They'll let us know if we have anything with respect to any touchdowns or damage out of this. But if you are watching us and you're in the warning over here a little bit closer to Calera, it's past you, okay? This is going to be now just south of Shelby, crossing 145 and about to cross the Coosa River. But be ready, Talladega Springs, far southern Talladega County, northern Coosa County, as this warning has now been expanded to include us. This is the only active warning, but as we do here at WBRC, it's First Alert Weather Day. We're going to stay on TV. We're not going to leave you until the threat has cleared. We do have a lot of folks out and about that are monitoring the situation, and we've had some reports coming in. We've had a couple storms out there tonight. We had that one in Winfield where we had some damage earlier. We're still getting some reports coming in from there. At the moment, you know, you go south, and this is an environment that really hasn't been quite tapped into tonight. And it's still very muggy, very warm, humid conditions here, very unseasonably warm for this time of the year, and that's what's happening. These storms kind of feeding off that tonight. To the north, there's a little bit more of a stability factor being impacted because of some of that weather that moved through earlier. That's what we're seeing to the north, is that risk has dropped off some. The Weather Service actually dropped the tornado watch for those counties back to the west. But Jill, are you noticing any trends here? I'm just kind of watching because we're getting radar updates, and let's go back to the shear marker because that was one of the more impressive indicators of a tornado that we've seen all night. And you can see right here, that's when we had the tornado. We could take this a little bit slower maybe, and we can just kind of take this frame by frame, and you can see where it kind of intensified. If you kind of follow the trend, obviously looks like it's weakened. So that's a good thing, but it may try to cycle through. But still some strong rotation signatures around Dogwood Point. You see right here, crossing 145. This is where we're looking at a possible tornado, Dogwood Point area. There's Talladega Springs. Let me check in here with the Weather Service. Trees down along Highway 145 about a mile north of the Chilton County line. So we got some reports of trees down there from Brett Adair. That's on Highway 145 just north of the Chilton County line. So we're getting some strong winds, Jill, that's happening here just north of the county line. We got trees down happening in this area. Just a reminder, if you do lose power, we are streaming on the First Alert Weather app. If you have us Hulu, Roku, obviously you have a way to get a television stream. We're there, but we're on the radio as well. iHeartRadio across the state. But for power outages, you know, we just want you to get in that safe place and to stay informed. We'll keep you informed with those various sources. Jill, let's go to you quickly here. Just see what you got for us. I know we're watching this storm, and it seems like it's weakened just a little bit. I want to be cautious here because there's still some strong rotation. Right.
I mean, this is going to be going over a lake or body of water. You know, it can go over water. It doesn't, you know, cause it to just skip it, or, you know, the myths are, you know, never cross a body of water. So don't think that just because you're on the opposite side of the water that you are fine. That is, again, just a myth. So again, we're tracking that circulation now over towards Dogwood Point. So Sulphur Spring, Talladega Springs, you would be next in line. The original area of rotation has weakened some, so this is a newer area that is displaced just to the north, again over towards Spring Creek, Dogwood Point. And so we're going to be watching that area in particular as it crosses the river/lake. So we're going to be watching that. Again, the warning has been extended farther to the east across southern Talladega County into Coosa County. So we'll have to watch this whole area because, again, you can get new areas of circulation developing as we have already seen. And even if we look at the reflectivity, I mean, you have all kinds of weird little kinks in it and nooks. So we have to watch all these little areas for that possible rotation. Again, that the one that's most prominent and that stands out the most is, again, just near to the west of Talladega Springs. So we'll have to watch farther south, southwest of Blue Springs even. In that area, again, at any point that this could redevelop a circulation and produce a tornado. So again, tornado warning in effect for several counties right now. That is the only storm that is of concern. Other than that, we don't have any other storms warned upon This is the only storm that we have to really keep a close watch on. Has had a history of producing a tornado and still could be producing one. Again, they go through certain cycles. It has all that free air to ingest, and so there's nothing interrupting it, which is unfortunate. So again, this is a tornado producing storm near Lay Lake, or 7 miles south of Columbiana, moving east at 35 miles per hour. So we want you to be in your safe place. If you have the warning going off for your area, you are in your safe place right now. You can take your weather radio with you if you have one. Hopefully you get the batteries in it, because that's the way to do it. And you can be in your safe place and still get alerts. So again, we are going to switch over to the shear rate. And again, we're tracking. It's about to move over Lay Lake, where we have the stronger area of rotation. We'll wait for the latest update. It should come up here fairly soon. But again, that's the main area. There you go. It has crossed now. It's crossing the lake. And this is from Blue Springs all the way up towards Lay Lake. Again, this is where we are detecting that circulation and a potential tornado still on the ground. So again, we've had this shift a little bit farther to the north. And as we take a look farther to the east, you can see some of the areas, Marble Valley Road, you would be next in line. So we want to give you that first alert to please be in your safe place. Want to take this seriously. It's had a history of producing a tornado and may still be producing one. Marble Valley Road, again, Talladega Springs Road. This is just about to approach you. It's moving at about 35 miles per hour, so you do have time. Areas farther to the east, we want to give you that first alert. Again, if you live in this location across southern Talladega County into northern Coosa County, need to take this very seriously. It's had a history of producing a tornado and may still be producing one. Again, a new area of circulation. It's moving off to the east at about 35 miles per hour. Here's a list of some of the towns and the times in which you'll be impacted. So even as far east as Sylacauga, you know, can't rule that out, but we're looking at it. It's a very close line where Sylacauga is and where the warning is. So I think Sylacauga is just outside of the warning, but we have other areas not so much. We have Deans at 10:38. You could be impacted. So we want everyone in the path, including Stewartville, to make sure you're in your safe place. Again, this has had a history of producing a tornado, and we are monitoring this one storm right now, and this could be, you know, the storm of the day or the night, we could call it.
I want to show some of these times here. Jill, I noticed you've popped up, looks like Thomas Hill around 10:49 there, looking at that. I wanted to mention, let's get in here a little bit closer and clear some of this off. The way this is moving right now, there's Talladega Springs, we're talking northern Coosa County, Fayetteville is right in here, and I want to mention the Fayetteville community, Talladega Springs up towards Fayetteville. This may actually try to track, you can see Marble Valley Road. It's going to cross Talladega Springs, Marble Valley Road, move back up in here towards the Fayetteville area, so around places, you know, where Lori Darling's is, Fayetteville High School, those locations there over towards Sylacauga. Need to watch that closely. I think the way this is kind of moving, some of those stronger winds may lift in that direction. Right now, some of the worst of this now moving across Lay Lake. You see it right there, pushing back up towards Beeswax Creek in the Dry Branch area here along the Coosa River and Lay Lake. The way this is moving, a first alert, Talladega Springs, Sulphur Springs, Marble Valley. I mentioned Fayetteville. Wanting your safe place here if you're watching me in the Fayetteville area. Been through there many times, and we want to watch this as it moves through. It doesn't look quite as impressive as what we saw a few moments ago, but with a storm like this one by itself off to the south like this, it may try to cycle through again, and that's kind of the critical moment is those first few scans as these things start to intensify yet again. All right, backing the view out, Jill, let's reset the stage for the area. This is the only active warning that we have. Well, there you go. There's Fayetteville I talked about. You can see right in here that little hook that we have going on. Fayetteville area, Talladega Springs, this is closing in on you. If you're to the west of the Coosa River and Lay Lake, back in here towards Dogwood Point, Spring Creek, Highway 145 and Shelby, those areas we talked about, you are good now. Just keep in mind for folks, officials out there doing some storm assessment, be extra careful out there on 145. Brett 8 Air just reported in some trees down in that area.
Yeah, Chilton County 911 reporting trees, power lines, power poles down on Alabama Highway 155 and on County Road 800. So please stay out of the area. Now's not the time to start looking to see what's going on. You want to make sure the crews there are uninterrupted and they can safely help folks out that could be impacted by these storms.
I'm just looking there, Jill. That's a live look, and I believe, guys, are we watching Brett's live feed here from Shelby County? Okay, so we've got Brett Adair here live now, storm spotter out there, and Brett actually spotted the tornado and his team crossing I-65. We've got folks out there. It's just incredible with this kind of setup tonight. You can obviously see the tree line. It's almost impossible to be able to spot a tornado with the rain like that, but they were able to see that thing as it crossed earlier on I-65. But Brett's out there tracking along 145. He's now made his way into Shelby County, and the way this is moving, it's crossing over in the southern Talladega County. That's Talladega Springs. I mentioned the Fayetteville area. Here's Sylacauga, Oak Grove. Our friends here around Oak Grove are watching it closely here. Sylacauga, Oak Grove, and the quarry. You can actually see that if you're around Oak Grove, you can see the quarry there off to the south. This is where Flagpole Mountain is located, and if you just kind of follow along, you can see the way this is moving. It's going to be crossing right there around Fayetteville, Talladega Springs, and back up towards Sylacauga, the way this is happening. I still think here in northern Coosa County we're going to have some strong winds, but that's where we're getting the strongest indication of the rotation, the way it's moving right there along the county line. I like to kind of give or take some distance the further you go away from the radar site, so we are in this. We want you around Strickland Crossroads, not saying that you're not out of harm's way. We want you in that safe place anywhere in this tornado warning. Lake Joy, Stewartville, get to that safe point, and let's get this storm until it moves on by. You know, sometimes these things can kind of take a bit of a right turn. See that often as they feed off of this warm air here to the south. But this has really moved on, at least the severe weather situation has really shifted on quickly to the south here as these storms still feed off of this most unstable air. But it's closing in on the Marble Quarry right there. You can see there's Sylacauga. That's 280, Highway 280. This is 231 running south here back towards Stewartville down into Coosa County, and this is Strickland Crossroads. Strickland Crossroads to Fayetteville. Right now we're in the direct path of this tornado and the most active weather that we have at the moment, but we're zoomed in really close. I think we're pretty much clear the further west you go, Kewahatchee area, Dogwood Point, the way this looks, most of this now moving on into right there along the Talladega and Coosa County line based on what we're seeing. More rain though back to the west. You can see there, you may be hearing some rumbles, and let's just go full screen, Jill. Let's see what it's looking like out there, and you can see there are some more storms that are trying to form. Notice how we have this boundary that's kind of set up in here. Need to watch some of this stuff around Pickens County and you know, some of these storms out there that are trying to develop. Notice we've got the tornado watch that's been trimmed away, but there's still some instability out there. Something we're going to watch. The risk for some of these areas where we've already had storms a bit more marginal, but there are some cells that we're going to have to watch those here through the overnight. The official tornado watch at the moment, it does include these counties: Clay, Calhoun, we're still in the watch, as well as Talladega, Shelby counties. There's Chilton County as well. Folks here in Randolph County, we're watching it. Had a couple of folks email me today and say keep an eye on us here in Randolph County. We're going to watch it for you as these storms move on through northern Coosa County. But hopefully soon we'll see this continue to weaken. But Sylacauga and places like that, we're going to watch this closely for you. At the moment, what we're hearing, we got a lot of trees reported down. We mentioned Highway 155 in that area. Heading towards Providence Church, there was a tree down in the southbound lane on Highway 155. We also have, so the Weather Service here, they're talking about as well, the radar signature looking a little bit more sloppy, doesn't look quite as pronounced as it did earlier. So that's a good thing. Hopefully soon, even though we want you staying in that safe place in southern Talladega, northern Coosa County, hopefully soon we'll be able to give you an all clear. But at this point, the tornado warning, it does continue until 11 o'clock, by the way. Tornado warning until 11 o'clock. Shelby County, we've been cleared from the tornado warning. Chilton County, we are cleared from the tornado warning. Right now, we're just monitoring southern Talladega, northern Coosa County for the tornado warning. We've got rain happening in here. You may hear some rumbles. No immediate concern now for these areas back to the north, over into Pickens County and Tuscaloosa County. We've got storms, but at this point, Jill, you know, I know you're watching some of these storms back to the west as well, but we're not under a watch, but we still need to watch it. Even last night we had some storms with no watch in place that were trying to rotate to the north. We still kind of had to watch it with this kind of environment that we have going on.